Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalaya Taksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaram Kandar Kagom Vikamaniyam Vishesha Shobham
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Anganiyasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Bhanti Kayanti Chiraganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
desires. She wants us to be purified by the words. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection fulfills all desires. He opens his dark eyes and feels in the heart with wonder. Attachment to his lo my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic frame my ears. By him ignorance is destroyed. The day of Scripture sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, and Lord and master of the devoted. O Master, for whom is blessed, please give us the shade of your Lord's feet. Your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter of your Lord's feet. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Devala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Mando Mohi Savajana Mate Mando Mohi Savajana Mate Yara Prasare Bahai He Bhavatoriya Yahai Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Sitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Sitete Koriya Kya Harana Koriyo Mane Asya Harana Koriyo Mane Asya Shri Guru Charanarati Eshe Utamayati. Shri Guru Charanarati Eshe Utamayati. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. Chakurana Jelo Je Jami Prapuse. Chakuran Jelo Je Jami Prapuse. Divyan Yere Prakasito. Divyan Yere Prakasito. Prema Bhaktiya Hoite Avidya Vanasha Jate. Prema Bhaktiya Hoite Avidya Vanasha Jate. Vedegaya Haracharito. Vedegaya Haracharito. Shigaru Karuna Sindhu Anamaja Narabantu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Anamaja Narabandhu. Lokina Lokira Jivana. Srila Prabhupada Lokira Jivana. Na Prabhu Kura Joya Deo Mori Padachaya. Na Prabhu Kura Joya Deo Mori Padachaya. He Begas Kushu Tribhuvana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Anamaja Narabandhu. Lokina Lokira Jivana. Na Prabhu Kura Doya Deho Mori Padachaya. Na Prabhu Kura Doya Deho Mori Padachaya. He Begas Kushu Tribhuvana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Sunyavati Vashatadesha Tarine. Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Sunyavati Pashatadesha Tarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Ora Bhakta Vrinda. Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Ora Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kala Sanji Radha Kala Sanji Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Kala Sanji Radha Kala Sanji Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Harirasta Kur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gora Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kalashanyaji Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Muna Maya Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakta Devi Ki Jai. Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Prashadam Distribution Ki Jai. Sri the Prabhupada ISKCON Founder Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the symbol devotees. All glories to the symbol devotees. All glories to the symbol devotees. All glories to Shishi, Guru, and Garanga. All glories to Sri the Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees, for joining for today's class. As is the tradition, every Sunday we read from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, and then speak some. So, pardon me for my voice. I woke up to a slightly sore throat, so I try to do my service with my limited voice today. But today is a very special day. It is the appearance of Sripad Madhavendra Puri and also the appearance of Shri Radha Ramanji. So, very, and of course, we are also going to do Gundicha Marjanam in the temple. So, I'll try to speak a little bit about these three things as part of today's discussion. So, we'll start with a quick 5-minute kirtan, and then we'll probably take turns to read 5 or 6 verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Jaya Jagannath Jagannath Baladev Jaya Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Premanande Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So we'll read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 4. We'll recite verses 143 to 149. So if you have access to the vedabase.com, we can all, like I'll recite the first and then we can take turns to recite some of them and then we'll discuss based on that. It's 143, 4.143. It's Madhya Leela. Madhya Leela. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 4, verses 143 to 149. I'll recite the first one. Chali chali aila puri Srinila chala Jagannatha dekhi haila premete vivala. Walking and walking, Madhavendra Puri finally reached Jagannath Puri, which is also known as Neelachal. There he saw Lord Jagannath and was overwhelmed with loving ecstasy. I'll recite one more. Prema vase uthe pade hase nache gaya. Jagannatha darshane mahasukha paya. When Madhavendra Puri was overwhelmed in the ecstasy of love of Godhead, he sometimes stood up and sometimes fell to the ground. Sometimes he laughed, danced, and sang. In this way, he enjoyed transcendental bliss by seeing the Jagannath deity. We would like to recite the next one. Just the words and the translation. Madhavendra Puri Shripada Aila Loke Haila Khyati. Sab Loka Ashitandre Kare Bahu Bhakti. Else? Pratishtara Swabhava E Jagate Vidita. Yena Vancheta Rahaya Vidhata Nirmita. Yes, I'll recite. Pratishtara bhaye puri gela palana Krishna preme pratishta chale sange gadana. Being afraid of his reputation, Pratishtha, Madhavendra Puri fled from Remuna. But the reputation brought by the love of Godhead is so sublime that it goes along with the devotee as if following him. Yadyapi udvega haila palaite mana Thakurera chandana sadhana haila bandhana. Madhavendra Puri wanted to leave Jagannath Puri because the people were honoring him as a great devotee. However, this threatened to hinder his collecting sandalwood for the Gopala deity. And the last one. Jagannathera sevakayuta yateka mahanta sabake kahila puri Gopala vrittanta. Sri Madhavendra Puri told all the servants of Lord Jagannath and all the great devotees there the story of the appearance of Sri Gopal. You can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. As I mentioned, today is a very auspicious day of the appearance of firstly Sripad Madhavendra Puri, whose pastimes we are reading today, and also the appearance of Shri Radha Raman Dev, the beautiful deity in Sri Vrindavan Dham. I spoke about it last Sunday also. I didn't know that I would be asked to speak this Sunday too, so I took the opportunity to glorify. Yeah. I spoke already a little bit about the appearance of the Radharaman deities and Madhavendra Puri. But to keep the context of this, I'll just quickly summarize a little bit about this particular passage of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the glories of Madhavendra Puri. And I would like to focus a little more on the appearance of Lord Jagannath in the special form, what is the glory of Puri Dham, how the deities appeared, and then some of the ceremonies that are celebrated as part of the whole Rath Yatra festival. Climbing, the crescendo is obviously the actual Rath Yatra, but there are so many ceremonies, including the Gundicha Marjanam, which I think today the devotees are going to perform. So I'll try to, for my own purification, to get into the right consciousness, try to share a few things which I've heard from our seniors. So, as I was mentioning last time, Sripad Madhavendra Puri is a very, very exalted personality who appeared in our Sampradaya. As all of us know, we belong to Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord, knowing about the Lord is not possible for us unless the Lord reveals Himself, because we are finite and He is infinite. So the infinite can be known only when He reveals to the finite. So Lord spoke His truest knowledge about Himself. Of course, it's not possible to know Him in total, because He says that in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Manushanam sahastreshu kaschit yadati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetvi tattvata. Very few people, out of hundreds and thousands, very few will endeavor to know me. And out of those hundreds and thousands who try to endeavor to know me, very few will know me as I am. Because it's not possible to be, we cannot put a covering around the infinite. But when He decides to share about Himself, that becomes a sampradaya. So when He spoke to Lord Brahma, it became Brahma Sampradaya. When He spoke to Mother Lakshmi, it became Sri Sampradaya. He spoke to Shiva, it became Rudra Sampradaya. He spoke to the four Kumaras, it became the Kumara Sampradayas. So, Sripad Madhavendra Puri comes in the Madhva Sampradaya before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is the great, grand spiritual master. Madhavendra Puri's disciple was Ishvara Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from Ishvara Puri. So, that's how that was our part of the lineage. And in this passage of the Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying how Sri Madhavendra Puri was so fortunate to have 3 dreams, and we spoke about those. I'm not going to focus much on that, but his first dream was when he came to Vrindavan Dham, he got a dream that I am Gopal, I am hidden under a bush, please come and excavate me. And then we did that, and there's an elaborate story, and how eventually he became Srinathji, which is now worshipped in Jaipur. Srinathji deity was discovered by Sripad Madhavendra Puri. And then the next dream was when when Gopalji was established in Vrindavan, after 2 years of wonderful worship, he again came in the dream of Sripad Madhavendra Puri and said, I am feeling very hot. All of us are now beginning to feel hot because of the temperature in Texas. So we also do something to cool ourselves. We have our own ways. The Lord said, I am feeling hot. please get me some sandalwood pulp from the Malaya hills in Puri. And that's when Madhavendra Puri, the pure devotees of the Lord, they do not consider anything as an impediment once they get the instruction. Like if you think about it, to travel from Vrindavan to Puri in those days, like 16th century, you don't have any means of communication. And it's just a dream in one sense. So that is the difference. The pure devotees, they are always eager. They do not look at any impediments or any obstacles. Once it's an instruction, you have to do it. So anyway, the story is where he eventually came to Ramuna and he saw the beautiful deity of Gopinath, and he desired that if I get to know the special prasadam, which is a bhoga, which is Amrita Keli, it's a special type of kheer. If I can taste that, I can make that for my Gopalji deities. And he became so upset with himself that even before the offering was made, I thought like this. So I committed an offense. So he ran away. But his Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham, right? Krishna says, so being a pure devotee of the Lord, the Lord felt bad that my devotee went without taking my prasadam. So he stole, as we all know. There were 12 pots. Every time 12 pots of kheer is offered. And the Lord stole one and kept in the curtain behind. That night he appeared to the pujari and said, please go and give this pot to my devotee Madhavendra Puri. And that's where Madhavendra Puri, when he was given, he realized that now I'm going to be known by people as someone for whom the Lord stole kheer. And for that he was known as Kheer Chor Gopinath. Right? I mean, many years ago, we had by the mercy of our Guru Maharaj, we had the opportunity to visit that temple of Kheer Chor Gopinath. And they're really they give you in the earthen pots. It's the Amrit Keli. It's really something out of the world. It's really nectar. And Madhavendra Puri actually, after he consumed it, he would keep the pot with himself and every day eat a little bit piece of the pot itself because it was coming directly from the Lord. That was the glory of Madhavendra Puri. So the story continues where eventually Madhavendra Puri comes to Jagannath Puri, and when just by seeing the deity of Jagannath Ji, he becomes ecstatic. That is the consciousness of pure devotees. So today is the appearance of Madhavendra Puri, so we should definitely pray for his mercy so that we can also develop that same love. Premanjana churitena bhakti vilochena santa sadeva hrideshu vilokena. So we should have that eyes to see the Lord, not just in his deity form, but beyond. And today is also the appearance of Shri Radha Ramanji, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he was from the Sri Sampradaya. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, he had stayed at Venkata Bhatta's house, where his son got attracted to him. And many years later, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him to come to Vrindavan. So he became one of the 6 Goswamis. And there, it is said that he once went to Nepal, and there is a beautiful river. In that river, he was just, washing his hands and taking water in a pot. And I don't know whether 8 or 12 Shaligram Shilas, they just came into his pot. And he thought, I'm a mendicant, I cannot take care of it. So he put them back, but they again came back into his pot. And then he realized that it is the Lord's desire that I should worship the Shaligram. So he brought it back to Vrindavan. And it is said that he would keep it, like he would tie a cloth bag and carry them around wherever he would go. And one time, a very wealthy merchant, he visited Vrindavan and he gave some very beautiful dresses and jewelry to Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami was thinking that he has given me so many nice dresses and jewelry, but how can I do the worship? How can I take care of the, dress him? Because the Shaligram, they are different shape. They are not usually in the Vigraha form. He was thinking like that. And the next day morning, to his surprise, one of the Shaligram Shilas, it had manifested itself into a very beautiful form. And that is the form of Shri Radha Raman Dev. Shri Radha Raman Dev ki jai. Raman Dev, Shri Radha Raman Ji. Yes. Yes, Sri Sri Radha Raman. Raman, yes. 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 I remember. So that particular deity, those of you had the fortune, it's a very cute small deity, but it has all the well-formed features, including the nails and the teeth, very, very beautiful, coming from Shaligram. So today is also the appearance of Shri Sri Radharaman Dev. So I thought I'll touch upon those two events before I move to what I wanted to elaborate more on today, which is the Lord Jagannath. We all know Lord Jagannath is a very special form of the Lord. Many people are, especially even like those who are from India, have some understanding because it's one of the Char Dhams, the Puri Dham, Badrikashram, we know Dwarka, Badrikashram in the north, Dwarka in the west, Puri in the east, and Rameshwaram in the south. So it is one of the Char Dhams, but most of the people, when Srila Prabhupada, he introduced Lord Jagannath to the Western world, there's a beautiful story where Mother Malati once went to a shop and she saw one very different looking doll. For them it was dolls. And she got it to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, as soon as he saw, he just offered his obeisances. And he said, "Where did you get it from?" And she said, "I got it from a shop." And then he said, "There should be two more. Please go and get them also." That's how he went, they got. And then he instructed Shyamasundar Prabhu to construct, Jagannath ji, to build from wood. But the actual story of the appearance of Jagannath is given in many Puranas. I'll just try to share a few very important aspects of it. So it is said that when Varahadev protected the earth, from Hiranyakshipu, put the whole earth down, into the netherlands, the lower planetary systems, Varahadev brought it back. And then he instructed Lord Brahma that since most of the population is destroyed, I want you to again help repopulating this earth. Lord Brahma said, "I will do it, but I have a concern that very soon the Kali Yuga will begin." Kali Yuga, we all know, Kali Yuga is the current point in time where it is given, there are so many symptoms about Kali Yuga. Tatascha anudinam dharmyam satyam shaucham shamadaya kalena balena rajan nankshati ayu bala smriti. So with every passing day, satya, shaucha, shama, daya, ayu, bala, smriti, all these things will decrease every passing day in Kali Yuga. So it is given that Kali Yuga is not a play or time conducive for anything spiritual, actually. It is very difficult. And we all experience that, how much ever we try, there's always some distraction, some impediment in our spiritual health. So, Lord Brahma, because he knows what's going to happen, he told that to the Lord that what happened, secondary creation, I can get the population back, but we need to do something because people will otherwise be so sinful that they will have no chance to go back. So Vishnu said, Lord Varahadev said that there is a place on this earth, Bhumandala, where anybody who goes there even once will be relieved of all the sins that they can ever do. And he got more curious to know about it. He said, "Can you tell me more?" He said, "Ask Mother Lakshmi. She will tell you more about it." So Mother Lakshmi, she starts narrating. She explains that the story that of Markandeya Rishi. She says that Rishi Markandeya is one saint who he did tapasya and he asked for a boon that he should be immortal. For some reason, there is some fetish about being immortal. But nobody can be immortal. Technically, all of us are immortal as spirit souls, but we cannot hold on to the same body for long. And anything and everything that belongs to the body or relates to the body, the time, place, and circumstance that we all are in, has to change with the body. So, Markandeya Rishi was eventually given the boon that he will stay alive for 7 pralayas, 7 cycles, 7 kalpas, sorry. And in the very first kalpa, he saw that the devastation was happening and he got so scared. He felt that I'm going to die now, though he knew that he's going to stay alive. And it is said that Mother Lakshmi is narrating that. She said that at one point he saw only one place which was not affected by the waters. Everywhere else the water was submerging everything. There is only one place, like a small island, and on that there was a tree, a banyan tree. And Markandeya Rishi saw on that banyan tree a very beautiful baby form of Gopal, of Krishna. And we must have seen babies, usually what they do, they will suck their own thumb. You must have, or their own toe, sorry, not the thumb. Thumbs also, but also the toe. They have the flexibility. We can do it today, but when we were babies, we had the flexibility where our legs could reach our own mouth and we could suck our own toes. So Markandeya Rishi saw a beautiful form of baby Krishna sucking on his own toe. And after some time, as he was inhaling, everything was going into his body. And eventually, even Markandeya Rishi got sucked into the body of the Lord. And then he had to stay there inside. He started praying because he was alive. Lord Krishna said, don't worry, you have to stay here inside. You'll again come out, and then I'll tell you what to do. And he said that, he then explained to him that this is a place which never gets destroyed even in Pralaya. This place is called as Shri Kshetra or Purushottam Kshetra, which we all know as Jagannath Puri now. And this is the place where I will let you perform meditation. So if we go to Puri, there is a Markandeya Kund there, where it said that he is underwater, always meditating, like that. So Markandeya Rishi, and then Mother Lakshmi goes on to explain the glories of this place. She says that this place is such that anybody who enters this place, we see that person in their four-handed form, meaning it is said in the spiritual form, we all, right now we have a biological material body, but we have a Siddha Swarup also. We have a spiritual form. And sometimes in Vaikuntha, it's a four-handed form. It is said, Mother Lakshmi said that anybody who walks that place, we look at any persons in that place as four-handed forms, like as if they're already liberated. He says that even a single step, anybody who walks in the dham, it is accepted as performing parikrama. Even if you breathe in the dham, it is considered like doing a yajna. If you eat anything, doesn't have to be even prasadam, it is considered as accepting the bhoga of prasadam of the Lord. If you sleep, it is considered that you are offering dandavats. Lord Jagannath accepts it as dandavats, even if you are not in conscious doing dandavats, you are actually sleeping. But Lord Jagannath accepts it as dandavats, like that. So Mother Lakshmi glorifies this place as a place which is so full of mercy, like that. So this is the Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. And then the appearance of the deities of the Lord is also a very special story, where the Lord used one of his very pure devotees to appear. The stories of King Indradyumna, where Indradyumna was the king of a particular state. In India, it's called Avanti Desh or Indore. Now it's basically Ujjain. So in that place, he was a very great king, and he actually wanted to, in those days, the kings were also very interested to know spiritual life, not just about other things. So they would organize events where all the great personalities from everywhere would come, and they would share with each other spiritual aspects. Like in today's day and age, we like to have sports matches. People come from different places and send teams, and they perform some games, and then people like to see those in stadiums. But in those days, it was more like spiritual, like saintly personalities coming and sharing with each other, about the knowledge of God. So one time, King Indradyumna heard about a very special place in the eastern side of in India, where he said that there is a very special deity which actually is as good as seeing the Lord himself. The Vigraha are so powerful that it is as good as seeing the Lord himself. And King Indradyumna became very inquisitive about it. He said, I want to know what is this place. So he sent his ministers in all directions saying that, please, whoever finds me the information about where this special deity is, I will offer them all benefits. So it is said that one of his very qualified ministers, his name was Vidyapati, he went in the eastern direction. And Vidyapati, when he went, he came in this area called Utkala. In Utkala, that is where he saw a very unique thing. He saw that there are some particular type of tribal people. They were called as the Shabras, and the head of the Shabras, his name was Vishwavasu. Every night he would go, not every night, he would go every morning somewhere, and then he would come back in the evening. He would bring some very special fragrant flowers and offerings which are never to be found anywhere on earth. So he thought something must be, he has come there to find, maybe this is the person who will tell me. So actually Vishwavasu was worshipping a very special form of the Lord. It's called as Shri Radha Nila Madhav deity. It is said that first 50 years of Lord Brahma, the Lord stays as Shri Radha Nila Madhav, and in the next 50 years he stays in this special form of Lord Jagannath. So anyway, as Radha Nila Madhav, actually the story of Vishwavasu is that he also used to get dreams. Like when he came to, they were also tribes. Tribes means people who keep moving. So when he came to this place, in the Utkala Pradesh, Vishwavasu, he started hearing sounds. He started hearing that, please come and worship me. I am in a particular place. So there's a very beautiful bluish mountain, which is called as Neelachal. But there was a story around that it's full of ferocious animals. Anybody who goes to that mountain never comes back alive. So nobody would dare to go there. But Vishwavasu was always being prompted from within that, please come and worship me. So one day Vishwavasu decided that I should go and see what is on this place. So he dared to go, at the cost of his own, risking his own life. And there he saw a pond. When he arrived on the mountain, he saw a lake. And he saw a very unique thing happening, that there was a crow who was on the tree, and for some reason the crow fell down trying to do something. He fell in the lake, and as he was trying to fly back, instead of flying as a crow, there was a 400 form that emerged and went back. So when Vishwavasu saw that, he was stunned. He said, what kind of a lake is this, where a crow is dropping in water and coming out as a spiritual form? So that makes it very easy, right? If we all find some lake like that, where we just have to dip and then we get a spiritual form and we can liberate, then no problems of all these sadhana bhakti in one sense, right? So he said, this must be a special place. So then Vishwavasu he got the confirmation that this is a special place. And then eventually the Lord, the beautiful Neelam, it's like a blue sapphire deity. It's not possible for us to see it because it's no longer there. But when it was there, Vishwavasu was told that he will be the only person who will ever see the deity, and will be the only person who will ever worship the deity. Nobody else can do that. So, having received that benediction, Vishwavasu started to perform the worship. Every day he would go. And it is said that before Vishwavasu, only the heavenly demigods would come to worship. Lord, all these demigods we all know, Surya, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, so many other in charges are there. They all would come. Even now they come in Puri to worship here. They would come to worship Nila Madhav. And there, when Vishwavasu started to worship, Vidyapati realized that this is the thing, this is the deity which King Indradyumna wants to see. So he went and begged to Vishwavasu that please show me the deity. I want to have darshan of Nilamada. He said, that's not possible. I can at the most ask the deities, ask Shri Radha Nilmada. If they agree, if Nilmada agrees, I will take you. Actually, before that, to go faster on this, he actually married, Vidyapati married Vishwavasu's daughter, Lalita. So he could develop a relationship and then he could kind of use that relationship to discover the deity. So eventually that happened, and but Vishwavasu told that I will not show you the place. I will blindfold you and I will just take you there. And it is said that Vidyapati played a trick by keeping some poppy seeds, mustard seeds in his pocket, and as he was taken blindfolded, he kept dropping some mustard seeds and eventually they grew. So he found the path to the deity of Jagannathji. And but by the time he knew and he came back to King Indradyumna, it is said that the deities realized that somebody else has come to know, so I will not be present. So they disappeared from there. And when Indradyumna Maharaj with his full entourage went to see, because Vidyapati said, I have found the place, come, I'll show you where this is. While he was coming, it is said that he also had a dream where the Lord came to his dream and said that, I'm sorry, but I am no longer present. You cannot have my darshan anymore. So he became very displeased. He said, I was so much longing to see you, my Lord, in that special form. But now you are not going to give me darshan. Then he said, but don't worry, I'm going to appear in a very special form. The same Lord is going to appear in a very special form, and I'll give you darshan in that form. And then Maharaj says, okay, I will accept whatever it is. So he was given the instruction by the Lord that very soon I'll appear in the form of a log of wood. Daru Brahma, as we call it, And you have to carve beautiful deities out of it, my form out of it. So, lo and behold, as per the instructions, the special form of the Lord, the logs, they came in. It is actually also said that every 12 or 14 years, when the Lord Jagannath's deities are carved, there is a special team which goes searching for those trees. And the way they identify those trees is it has either the Chakra, Shankha, Gada or Padma marks on those. And they have special golden axes with which they bring those trees. But anyway, for the sake of this pastime, when the log of wood, actually Daru Brahma, when the Lord actually appeared, Indradyumna Maharaj was not able to take it. It was so heavy, it wouldn't budge. So he was told that only when Vishwavasu and Vidyapati, they come together, I will come. So that is the tradition. Actually, most of the sevas that are done in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, they are done by in some shape or form, the descendants of Vidyapati and Vishwavasu. And right now, in the Snana, as we know, after the Snana Yatra, their lordships, they fall sick. And it is that time when the Shabaras, the descendants of Vishwavasu, they are given the responsibility to take care of the Lord, like that. So anyway, Indradyumna Maharaj eventually got the wood, and it was a very special task. Nobody was able to do it. So he got another dream that I will come in a very special form and I will be able to do the carving. So the Lord sent one of his devotees, Vishwakarma. He came as an old man called Ananta Maharana. And he actually said, I will carve, a beautiful deity form out of this wood. But I need 21 days and I need a closed place. Nobody should come and disturb me. Only then, after 21 days, I will give. But obviously, King Indradyumna was very eager that I missed the chance to see the Lord as Nilamada, but he has promised me that he will appear in another form. So he was very eager to see. So he was not able to wait. But every day he would go up to the door and listen to those sounds, There would be all type of sounds of chiseling. But one day, it is said that the sounds were not coming, like 16th or 17th day. The sound stopped coming. And King Indradumna's wife, Gundicha, she became very impatient. She said, we need to check on this sculptor. He's an old man. What if he himself has fainted or something has happened to him? So they opened the door, and when they opened, they found, Lord King Indradumna was very stunned to see, like almost like half-created deities of the Lord, where the hands were not formed, there was no legs, very unique form. And King Indradumna was again so displeased. I probably don't even deserve to have darshan of the Lord. Every time I have that intense desire, something or the else is happening. And now because of my mistake, again I am not able to have a darshan of the Lord. So again, to please Indradumna, King Indradumna, the Lord came in his dream and said, don't worry, this also is my own desire that I should appear in this form. And he shared this story as to how and why he decided to appear in this special form. And the story is that, like, it's called Mahaprakasha Bhav of the Lord. And the story is that when Krishna and Balaramji, Dauji, when they completed their childhood pastimes up to the age of 10 in Vrindavan, they eventually moved to Mathura and from there to Dwarka. They never went back to Sri Vrindavan Dham. But they had promised that they would come back, but they never fulfilled their promise in that sense. So, Krishna, the Dwarka form, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, so when Krishna and Balramji were staying in Dwarka, it is said that the queens of the Lord, the rescued princess from Narakasur, they became the queens of the Lord. They were always wondering, why is it that Krishna is absorbed in his own pastimes of Vrindavan, and why does he love gopis so much? What is it that we are not doing enough to please him? So they requested Mother Rohini. It is said that Mother Rohini was the only person who was also present in Vrindavan and also present in Dwarka. So they all would beg Mother Rohini that please tell us about the pastimes of the Lord in Vrindavan. So the Lord said, Rohini said that I will tell, let Krishna and Balaram go to their work, to the darbar. Then one day I will ask all the queens to come, and then I will narrate their sweet exchanges between the gopis and Krishna. So, but Mother Rohini knew that Krishna and Balaram should not come to listen this. So she told Subhadra that you go and guard the gate. And as I speak, if Krishna and Balaram enter back into the house, you have to give me the signal. I will stop speaking. I don't want them to hear. So she started narrating the beautiful exchange of pure love between the gopis and Krishna. And as she was speaking, Mother Subhadra, as she was hearing, she went into a ecstatic trance, where she actually said that for the Lord, there is no difference between his form and the soul. For us, there is a difference. We have a soul sitting inside of a biological machine. But for the Lord, it's not like it's an entire thing is Swarupa. It's the spiritual form. So a spiritual form of Subhadra Rani's, Maharani's, it started to kind of come, converge in herself. And just then, Krishna and Balaramji, they also came on either side. And they started hearing the pastime. And when they heard the pastime, they also went into a trance. And they started going into a very different, their form started to melt. And when they were in that Mahaprakash Bhav, Narad Muni, the transcendental personality, he appeared on that spot. And he said, I saw this form. And I want everybody in the world to see this form. And then the lordships came back to the consciousness and they said, because you have asked for it, we will appear in this special form to give you darshan. And that's what the dream, that's what is narrated to Indradumna Maharaj, that this is the reason why I am appearing in this special form, where you don't see any legs and very half-made hands like that. And that's how eventually the deities were made, and Lord King Indradyumna had to actually go to invite Brahma to install the chakra on top of the temple. And there's a big story. I will not go to that story, but this is how the special form of the Lord came, and the glory of Indradyumna Maharaj and his wife Kundicha is there. And the speciality of this deity is it is the most merciful deity form of the Lord. It is said that the Lord, he wakes up and performs meditation in Dwarka. Not in Dwarka, in Badrikashram in the north. And then he takes a bath and he changes the dress and starts administering in Dwarka. And then when he becomes hungry, he goes to Puri to eat. And then he goes to rest in Rameshwaram, like that. And each of these 4 dhams are considered to be the deliverers of the 4 yugas. So in Satya Yuga, it was Badrikashram. In Dwapar Yuga, it was Dwarka. In Treta, it was Rameshwaram, like that. And in Kali Yuga, it is Jagannath Puri. So the Puri Dham is the place where people in Kali Yuga are supposed to be delivered, like that. So it is such a, the Lord's, I have never heard or seen anywhere where the Vigraha form of the Lord is allowed to be touched by anybody who is not qualified enough. Right? Even on when we worship Kalachandji, there are so many rules and regulations. You have to be second initiated, you have to be clean, you have to take a bath, you have to do a lot of things before you can worship the Lord in the Vigraha form. And nowhere else is anybody even allowed to go close to the deities. But this form of Lord Jagannath is so merciful that he even allows everyone to hug him. So this is when the Snan Yatra happens, as you all know, their lordships, they fall sick. This is also very unique. They fall sick, and then there's Anavasar where for 14 days they do not give darshan. And actually on the 14th night itself, just a night before the Rath Yatra, they appear back. And by the mercy of my Guru Maharaj, we had the opportunity to visit Puri Dham, and we even had the opportunity to take darshan during this Netrotsav. It's called a Netrotsav. After 14 days, those who live in Puri Dham, I've seen that personally. Every person, it's like a culture that even they're going from home to office, the temple will be always in middle. And they will stop, they will offer their obeisances, and then they'll go every day. Seeing the chakra is also equal to seeing the deity. Even if they don't enter the temple, they will stop and offer that and go. So there, for them, for the Vasis, Dham Vasis, to not see the deity for 14 days is a big pain. So that's why it's a Netrotsav. Like when you can see him again back in 15 days, it's like a Netrotsav. And as I was mentioning, my own experience was, I was a student that time, so I didn't have much money, but I went along with some of the senior devotees in our temple, and they had the money. So by money, the reason is that because if you do, sometimes the pandas, they will ask you for money before they let you into each and every gate. So there are different gates to enter. So I was very fortunate that I was just ahead of me was one of very wonderful grahasthas from our congregation. He's actually one of the who's who of Bombay. His name is Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Arvind Mafatlal. He is a very big business magnate. So he was right in front of us, and he was able to give Lakshmi to the pandas, and then they were letting a lot of people in. And it was so amazing that we reached right, and they are not on that high pedestal, they were right below, all the 3 deity forms, such huge forms. And the pandas were like they were, oh, Milo, Galo Milo, like they were encouraging us, go hug the Lord, go hug the Lord. And it was such an unbelievable experience, to go and actually, you can't wrap your hands around here, very huge, but it was an experience to try to, and then they will remove, because they are freshly painted and there's camphor on their face, the black suit, the panda will just take some and put in your eyes like this, and they'll say, now go, push you to the side. It was such a divine experience to I never expected that in Lord Jagannath, Daru Brahma, you get a chance to actually physically hug him. I don't think I was even initiated that time, you know. So that is the mercy of the Lord, such a special form that even no patrata, there is no qualification. There is so much mercy in this form of the Lord that whether you have initiation, nothing, what you ate before coming to see the deity, nobody asks, right? And still you get to hug the deities. That is the Netrotsav. And then of course, one day before also is Gundicha Marjanam, which I also wanted to spend a few last probably 10 minutes on that. Is that this is a practice which was started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where one time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he called his disciple Kashi Mishra, because he was the guru of the King Prataparudra. So he called him and he called the superintendent of the Gundicha temple. Actually, that temple is 2 miles away from the actual Jagannath Puri temple, and it is not used for 356 days. It is used only for 9 days out of the 365 days. So the unit needs to be cleaned for when the Rath Yatra happens. The Lord, when they go from, it is said that Gundicha is considered equal to Vrindavan Dham. That is what we all know the pastime is, right? Where the gopis, they pulled the Lord, their lordships from Dwarka to Vrindavan, from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan, like that. So this particular pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested the superintendent of Gundicha Mandir and also Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and said that it is my desire that we should clean this temple, and can you permit? So the superintendent said that I have been ordered by King Prataparudra, whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I should do. So it is, if you so desire, we will do it. So he arranged for like 100 brooms and 100 pots of water, 100 pots, sorry. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited all his disciples and his followers. And he personally applied chandan, on the hands or the foreheads of all of them, and said, now let us all clean the temple. So it is said that when they started cleaning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed everybody that based on how much of the dust layers that you all can pile up ahead of the temple, I will know how much cleaning you are doing. And it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would pile up the dirt separately and everybody else would pile separately. So at any given point in time, the amount of cleaning Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do, that pile was much bigger than all others put together. That was the enthusiasm and mercy with which, not mercy, the sincerity with which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he's come in the form of a devotee to teach us. So he would come and just clean so rigorously. And then after everybody was tired, he said, now we have to do round 2. He said, we cleaned the bigger things, but there are finer, subtler things also. The subtler grains of sand there, So they had another round. And then he said, now we'll wash the pots. And he had instructed everybody that even if you need something, you don't speak anything. You just speak Krishna, Krishna, So if anybody wants to exchange an empty pot or with a filled pot of water, they don't say, give this, give that. All they have to say is Krishna, So that is how the amazing Marjanam took place, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally guided, and he would even supervise. When he would see somebody was cleaning nicely, he would say, you're doing very nice. Please teach to somebody else how to do it. And those who are not doing, he would chastise them and he'd say, do it, you have to do it better. So our acharyas explain that this act of performing the Gundicha Marjanam is equivalent to cleaning our heart, because the Lord is also situated in our heart, right? He says that Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshu Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Maya Sarvasya Chaham Hridisannivisto Matta Smrutir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedescha Sarver Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krut Vedavitam Chameva. So he's saying, he explained that in the Bhagavad Gita, that I am situated in everybody's heart in the form of Paramatma. So our heart is also a temple. Wherever the Lord resides, it's a temple. So that also needs cleaning, and that is why we are all subscribed to this process. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharajas, we are all somehow, we have that faith. We are subscribed to this process of cleaning. So the pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks to repeatedly clean indicates that even after taking to the process, it's not that just because we give up, we have the 4 do's and 4 don'ts in our spiritual life. So we feel that we are already purified. But that is just a gross purification. There are subtler elements. All of us are plagued by the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsya, the 6 impurities of the mind. Those are so subtle. It's not easy. And the topmost is our false ego. We don't even understand many times that it is our false ego which is making us do certain things which we are not supposed to do probably. The simplest is gratification. Like we heard today how Sripad Madhavendra Puri, he was trying to run away from reputation. He did not want pratishtha. But till we have our false ego, we want pratishtha. We will run towards pratishtha. We become more motivated when somebody glorifies us. And we feel this devotee knows me in reality. This person doesn't know me in reality, like that. But it is necessary, as I said last time also, for the leaders, it is necessary to encourage. But for us, it's not good to be expecting glorification all the time, like that. So the deepest cleaning happens when our ego is also purified. So that's why after first level, second level, third level of pots washing, and the other purport out of it was that you do it together. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't do it himself. He did not ask one devotee. He asked hundreds of devotees to come together and cleanse. That is why we do our Sankirtan together. We come together to dance and chant in front of the deities. So there is power in doing it together. It's not easy to do it in isolation. If that was the case, then we should be Babajis, and having our own cottages in Vrindavan Dham or Puri Dham. But why do we need the community? Because we gain strength from each other, doing it together, especially the Harinam Yajna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instructed those who can do it nicely, show others how to clean. So that was that other purport, that we may be good at something, we may not be good at something, but whatever we are good at, we should be inspiring others to do that also in our spiritual sadhana. So if we do all these things, eventually, the Gundicha Marjanam, as they say, it's actually our heart. To the extent we participate and contribute and also understand the significance, we purify our hearts through Gundicha Marjanam. And then eventually, of course, we all are eager to see their lordships next Saturday, 6 days to go, on the chariots, where that they are so merciful, even super merciful on the chariots. There is nothing they cannot do or nothing they do not fulfill for those who come and perform the service of pulling the chariot. So let us all very eagerly await for that wonderful opportunity to participate in this. It's actually a pastime. From a mundane perspective, it may appear like a festival or an event, a social event, but actually a pastime of the Lord. And we all are, by the mercy of Prabhupada and our acharyas here, we have an opportunity to be part of that pastime. So we should not give up this opportunity, very sincerely participate and beg for the mercy of Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Hare Krishna. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Gundicha Marjanam Mahotsav ki jai. Who is our in charge? I think they will appear automatically at 9:30. I do not know, Mataji. Yeah, I'm sure they'll make the arrangements. So, yeah, 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 sure. There is a mic there also. People online can hear the question also. Okay.
Event happened when King Indradumna had the form of Lord like arranged for it to appear. So when this happened in the Kali Yuga after Dwarka pastime, that's first question.
So Krishna's appearance, the whole time concept. To answer your question, yes, for specifically appearing as Jagannath Ji in Kali Yuga, yes, that happened after the I mean after Dwapar. Currently, it's like this is a very different Yuga, right? The seventh cycle, 28th, sorry, the seventh Manvantara, 28th cycle. It's a very different one where actually Treta Yuga comes first and Dwapar Yuga comes later. So yes, in this case, it is after this happened, after Dwapar Yuga, that King Indradumna got this dream. Yes.
Second question is about those transcendental lakes we talked about where a crow fell and
Yes.
became 400.
Rohini Kunda. It's called Rohini Kunda. Yeah. Yeah. The question is, the first question was when did the thing happen, and yeah. Okay.
So you talked about that lake where the crow
Uh-huh.
fell and he assumed that Vishnu form, 400 form. So that looks like the people in general are making progress in spiritual life, working hard towards it. And then here some random living entity is getting this random opportunity and then they got this mercy. How can we justify this? This looks unfair. We want that kind of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm also looking for that pond. No, I'm just joking. But see, actually, getting this itself is equivalent. You know, in at that point in time, there are so many dhams, so many such spiritual and magical places which recede their potency with time. You know, as Kali Yuga progresses, there is this narration also, right, where all the rivers, all the holy places, they go to the Lord and say that we don't want to be here. People are polluting us. You know, Mother Ganga goes and says that in Kali Yuga, people are coming and dumping so much sin in my body day and night. I am going to turn black, which actually happens every time. But the Lord says that you should stay at least for 10,000 years in Kali Yuga. And don't worry, when my devotees come and bathe there, you will be purified. Like that. So the potency of the dhams and all these magical places definitely recedes. It has a limit. So that Rohini Kunda, it's still there in Puri Dham. But if you take a dip, you won't get your 400 form and just fly back. You know, that's not going to happen. But it's almost an equivalent thing where even though Kali Yuga is not, it is the least conducive for spiritual progress. You know, Satya Yuga has 100% mode of goodness, or probably 75%. I'm just giving symbolic, and very few percentage of passion and ignorance. And as the time cycle moves from Satya Yuga to Dwapar to Treta to Kali Yuga, the mode of goodness comes down, the mode of passions goes up, and the mode of ignorance goes the highest. So all of them reduce from 100 to 10%, 100 to 50%, and ignorance 0 to 100%. Right? So the environment is absolutely inconducive for anything spiritual. And especially it is said that souls who are released or given material bodies or material life in Kali Yuga, in one sense, it's like recycled, you know. I mean, it's difficult to digest, but we are like recycled souls that in different yugas we never took that opportunity to go back. So finally we are again coming back. And it speaks something about our level of consciousness, given the fact that we were given this time and place window of Kali Yuga to be born. So with environment not being conducive, we not having any qualification, despite that fact, we have been given the process. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and says, just chant and dance. And what to speak of chant and dance? Lord Jagannath, actually I forgot because I wanted to finish in time. King Indradyumna, before he left his body, was given 3 boons by Lord Jagannath. He asked, what do you desire? You have done so much service. Lord Jagannath asked, and Indradyumna Maharaj says, first, I don't want any progeny because they will claim that I am the one my people are taking care of. Second, he said that, my Lord, I want you to be so merciful that you continuously eat. Even before you are after, just when you finish one meal and you have just washed your hands, the next meal will come and you should still eat. You should not refuse, And then whatever your prasad, that is equal to yagyas. So it is said that just eating Jagannathji's prasad is the best way to worship him. So is it not equally easy? Now you may not have to get into the lake, but you at least have the simple thing, right? Just eat. Who doesn't like to eat? Lord Jagannath is saying, just eat my prasadam. That's it. Like that. So I think that is my 2 cents, Prabhu, that we still have the mercy. Despite being everything against us, it has been simplified a lot. Happy and healthy process. Any other thoughts? Anybody wants to add anything? No, today is no fasting. Yes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Kalachandji Bhagavan ki jai.
Dasamatinan Krishna Kirtana Ganana Pranapatau Premamrita Vanidhi Veera Dhira Jana Priya Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Prabhu Premamritam Vanidhi Veera Veera Jana Priya Priya Karo Nimar Ramu Pujitau Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Bhara Tarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Gopalakau Krishna Kirtana Gana Krishna Kirtana Gana Nattana Param Prema Metamani Veera Veera Jana Priya Priya Karo Nirma Pujitam Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Bharava Antarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujudau Sri Bhagavarakau Shastra Vicharanai Nipunam Sadharma Samasthapaku Lokanam Hitakarinam Tribhuvane Mannam Sarana Karo विचारणैकनिपुना तद्धर्म समस्तापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणं विचारणैकनिपुना तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणं श्री चैतन्य कृपा बरौ लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणं करौ विचारणैकनिपुना तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणं Radha Krishna Radha Krishna Padarabindau Bhajanamritau Radha Krishna Padarabindau भजना नंदे नमत्तालिका वंदे रूप सनातनं रघुजुगल कीर्तन गान नतल परौ वीर वीर जनप्रिय श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरौ वंदे रूप सनातनं वासुदेव सुरे सुखराज्य लक्ष्मी धर्मीश्च आजवदस जगदाद रन्ना मंडलस्नी सदा उत्सव भूत्वा दीनगणे शतो करुणया मंडलपति शनि सदा उत्सव भूत्वा दीनगणेश करुणया कौपीन आस्थितौ गोपी भावरसामृताब्दलहरी गोपी भावरसामृताब्दलहरी कल्लो लमग्नं वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुजुगल श्रीजी भगवान राधे हे राधे ब्रज देविके च हे नंद सूना कुतः राधे ब्रज देविके च ललिते हे नंद सूनकुतः श्री गोवर्धन पादपतले कालिंदी वने तः राधे ब्रज देविके च ललिते हे नंद सूनकुतः श्री गोवर्धन पादपतले कालिंदी मणि गोसंतापिति घोषन्तापिति सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदै विह्वलौ वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुयुगौ घोषन्तापिति सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदै महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुयुगौ बालक कृष्ण कीर्तन तान नन्दन परम प्रेमामृतम मनीषी धीर धीर जनप्रिय प्रियकरौ सरौ श्री चैतन्य कृपाभर भुवि वहन तारक वन्दे रूप सनातन निद्रा छाड़ी उठ जीवन युहा बड़ी निद्रा छाड़ी उठ जीवन भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हय जीवन भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हय ग्रीव विभा मरी विद्या छाड़ी जीव विभा मरी जीवन भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हय ग्रीव भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी Ramakrishna Haya Griva Vibhavari Sesam Anu Kapremesau Vidyachari Jiva Vibha Nabamana Madhusudana Nabamana Madhusudana Vijandanandana Shama Vamanam Madhusudanam Brajannanandana Shyamam Utanabhatan Kaitavasatan Jaya Dasarathi Ramam Utanabhatan Kaitam Satana Jaya Dasarathi Yasoda Dulala Govindago Yasoda Dulala Govindago Gopala Vrindavanapurandara Yasoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavanapurandara Yasoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Yasoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Gopi Priyajana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bharam Gopi Priyajana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bharam Ravananta Kara Ravanantakara Makhana Taskana Gopijana Vasahari Ravanantakara Gopijana Hari Brajera Rakhale Gopo Brindapala Chittaha Mansilhari Brajala Rakhale Gopo Brindapala Chittaha Mansilhari Vibhavari Sesa Alaka Pramesa Vibhavari Sesa Vandana Vinandanandana Brajajana Bhaya Hari Yogendra Vandana Vinandanandana Brajajana Bhaya Hari Yogendra Vandana Vinandanandana Brajajana Bhaya Hari Navina Nirada Rupa Manahara Navina Nirada Rupa Manahara Mahana Bansi Vihari Navina Nirada Rupa Manahara Navina Nirada Rupa Manahara Mahana Bansi Vihari Vibha Bari Sasa Alok Prabesam Vidyachari Utha Jivan Vibha Bari Sasa Alok Prabesam Bala Hari Hari Mukunda Murali Rama Krishna Ayagrivam Bala Hari Hari Mukunda Murali Rama Krishna Ayagrivam Vibha Bari Dasodanandana Amsanishudana Nikunjarasa Vilasi Dasodanandana Amsanishudana Nikunjarasa Vilasi Kadambakanana Rasaparayana Kadambakanana Rasaparayana Vrindapitina Nivasi Kadambakanana Rasaparayana Kadambakanana Rasaparayana Vrindavana Vitina Nivasi Vibha Desau Vidyachari Jiva Vibha Padishesa Pravesan Vidyachari Vichanjiva Hala Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Hala Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Ramakrishna Hayagriva Vibha Ananda Bardhanam Premamiketanam कुलशर योजन काम आनंद वर्धन प्रेमनि चेतन कुलशर योजक काम गोपांगनागन ईत विनोदन समस्त गुणगण धाम गोपांगनागन ईत विनोदन समस्त गुणगण धाम विभा बली नित्याचारी जीव हला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी भला हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हय ग्रीव विभा बली गमो नदी बन तेरी परायण गमो नदी बन तेरी परायण मानस चंद्र चकोर यमुना देवन यमुना देवन तेली परायण यमुना देवन तेली परायण यमुना देवन तेली परायण मनस चंद्र चकोर यमुना देवन तेली परायण यमुना देवन तेली परायण मनस चक्र चंद्र चकोर नाम सुधाकर गाओ कृष्ण जस राख वचन मन मोर नाम सुधाकर गाओ कृष्ण जस राख वचन मन मोर विभा बड़ी हरि विभा बड़ी
Sabe avatar, Sar Shiromani, Sabe avatar, Sar Shiromani, Bhagavad